Food for many is more than just the vitamins, minerals, and raw calories they provide. Food is culture, and its preparation and ingredients tell tales. Food is art, food is a way of life, and a reason to live it. It can even bring back memories from days gone, and once all is lost, that's all we really have. Warley was a chef with a promising career before he had to shelve it to return home to care for his dementia-stricken mother. He plays her favorite songs, feeds her staple dishes from her youth, and tells stories, all in a desperate attempt to jog her memory. And it seemed hopeless as there was less and less of her left. That was until Warley heard a very persuasive voice over the radio. With 150 health, 250 hunger, and 200 sanity, Warley uses his expertise in all things edible and his own proprietary equipment to give himself an edge in the eternal torment of the constant, and stands by his commitment to serving amazing gourmet meals, even in the face of death. My name is LimeLichen. Hone those knives and preheat your ovens, because today I'll tell you about how it feels to play Warley. Food and how to get it is always on top of your mind and don't starve, so you'd think that a professional chef would have less trouble crafting nutritious meals. Of course, Clay wouldn't let us get off that easy, so Warley has his own mental barriers to shake it up. Even when there's about 1 million monsters and severe weather and even your own mind out for blood, Warley somehow still finds time to be a whiny bitch about eating the same thing twice. Do we really have a choice? Warley has a food memory and will absorb less and less nutrients from any given food item for 2 days. You'll go from getting 40 health from pierogies to just 12. That means alternative healing sources are the best option, whether that's salves, poultices, or the almighty sleep! I sympathize with Warley. I'd go crazy eating meatballs for dinner every night as well. I'm not a damn dog. We can't afford to be so choosy, especially early game when you have about 2 wads of pocket lint and berries to eat. And you can't even eat the berries. Warley refuses to eat any food item that isn't a crockpot meal. Yes, that means no mushroom caps, no cactus, no butterfly wings, no glommer scoop, or any of the other useful raw foodstuffs we normally consume. I wouldn't want to eat them either, but come on, desperate times and all that? To even achieve the variety that Warley demands, you'd have to set up innumerable farms of very niche ingredients. More if you plan on preparing all the special dishes, which you should because they can be superior to normal meals. Get ready to spend at least a full in-game year building, managing, cultivating, and harvesting farms of all types to get the ingredients called for. I couldn't get an onion or a pepper or a garlic to grow with assorted seeds to save my life, and it's not like I'm willing to go out of my way to become an angler for 2 dishes. That's not to say it's not worth it. It can be, and I'll get to that in a second, but if you're a loner and you pick Warley, be ready to do a lot of manual labor. You could skip all that bullshit and do this simple trick that Warley mains hate. At least I did, because it flies in the face of Warley's design. Wait until you're dying of starvation, cook 2 meaty stews, eat them, repeat. That's it! No need for insane cooking knowledge or waiting for rare monster drops, just eat the meat! This makes the game extremely boring though, as apart from all the food mechanics, Warley has no other upsides. He's another Wilson, he has no special tools, he has no magical powers, and he has no nifty companion. He at least has a chef bag which can preserve food for longer at the cost of only having 6 slots. I don't know how a musty old chef's hat can make food last longer, but that's the logic of the constant. I mostly used it to store extra seeds if I didn't already craft a seed packet. It isn't as effective as the insulated pack, so it's mostly for the early game when you need to pack a ton of ingredients on the go to cook with. Speaking of cooking on the go, all of Warley's cookware is portable and can be packed away and deployed anywhere. He's got his crock pot through which only he can cook his signature dishes, his grinding mill to grind a few select items into spices, and his seasoning stations to apply those spices. You can make food spicy for 20% extra damage, garlicky for 33% extra defense, sweet for better work efficiency, which means you can chop and mine in less swings, and salty for increased healing. If you don't want to risk spoilage on good food or you're not sure when you might eat it, you can put these status effects on powder cakes for faster eating and virtually no risk of spoilage. Warley's got 11 unique recipes. Some of them are just really good foods like moqueca, crepes, and bone broth. Others have unique effects. And others are puffed potato souffle. Seriously, what the fuck were they thinking when they made this Warley exclusive? I said this in my food tier list video, but it warrants restating. Under no circumstances should you ever consider making this dish. It only restores 15 sanity when creamy potato puree, the ingredients for which you start the game with, restores 30. Potatoes in general would be really good on their own if Warley didn't refuse to eat anything that isn't good food. Cooked tomatoes too! I don't even know why they gave him that stupid downside. Did they have to nerf him so hard from Don't Starve? He still had the food memory mechanic back then too. Clay just wanted us to suffer more, I guess. We suffer every day he doesn't get his skill tree update. Major depression aside, let's get into the meat and potatoes of his meat and potatoes. Fish cordon bleu, made from fish and frog legs, grants the eater complete hydrophobia and instantly dries them off. It's the foil of spring and its ingredients are more calm enduring. Say goodbye to soggy meatballs. I don't know how eating an aquatic animal makes you waterproof. Perhaps your skin gets coated in Teflon for a day. Glowberry mousse, made from glowberries and fruits, gives the eater's skin a radiant glow lasting 2 days. Much stronger than eating the glowberries raw, and good for freeing up your hands and head slots from light sources. Grim galette, made from nightmare fuel, onions, and potatoes. Its ghoulish presentation obfuscates a pretty nifty special effect. Eating it swaps your health and sanity values. Maybe your body's alright, but your psyche could use some TLC. Gobble the galette and enjoy mental clarity unmatched. If you've lost a lot of blood, but are thinking clearly, the galette restores that vitality. The dish itself restores a single point of HP, so even if your sanity meter is empty, you won't accidentally game end yourself. We get some temperature managing dishes as well. Asparagus pacho made from asparagus and ice, and hot dragon chili salad made from dragon fruits, which cool and heat you up respectively. The very last and most interesting dish is Vault Goat Chaud-Froid, made from honey and Vault Goat horns, strangely enough, grants you 5 minutes of electricity damage. That gets you a 1.5 times damage boost against dry enemies and 2.5 times against wet ones, and also that arcing damage and stunning effect. It's applied to any weapon you use and can even work on a beefalo. Pepper flakes, however, don't apply to the beefalo, so if you want them to also be strengthened, make sure to season their feed. That chaud-froid is what everyone raves about when it comes to Warley, but again, you will work hard to ever reap those benefits. Vault Goat horns are already rare, and trying to obtain them for a 5-minute buff is a really shitty trade-off. You need to construct a shrine to the Dark God and sacrifice the goats for a 25% drop rate, which sounds relatively high, but with my luck I had to kill 9 fucking goats before I got a single horn. I nearly wiped them out! If you didn't make a farm, get ready to wait another year before going on another goat hunt. Breaking the game is a prerequisite for Warley, I guess. You do have the potential to deal immense damage. Hitting a wet enemy with a blow dart after eating a spicy chaud-froid will net you 300 damage per hit. That alone is impressive, but it gets even crazier when combined with Wolfgang's mightiness for 600 damage on a wet enemy. Other survivors can take better advantage of dishes that Warley makes than he does. You can survive being soaked for a while, but a robot will soon short and rust away. Grim Galette is perfect for wormwoods who can't heal, but can plant seeds to stay sane. And of course, any character with custom armor or weapons or immense strength would be better suited to consume chaud-froid. Garlic fortifies otherwise weak survivors. Speaking of which, Warley's the only character who can make Wes's favorite food, crepes. You can feed sweetened food to worker NPCs to give them the same work efficiency boost. Merm and pig industrialization on scales not seen except for Berger. And you need that kind of workforce to ever hope of making these food buffs viable. Wormwood can stay at home and farm for those rare crops. Plus, he makes it easier to get giant variants. If you want to eat, you gotta work for it. Warley's basically the Alchemist Artificer class of DST, insanely powerful buffs and heals, but with limits to his own offensive capabilities. When playing a co-op game, he's a must-pick, but I wouldn't main him solo. I used to, but he demands a ton of time investment. If you're looking to try him, be ready for that, and enjoy what you can about how it feels to play Warley. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to my channel members Desmond, Max Payne, Someone, Terrachnid, and Wolfie. Subscribe for the next installment of How It Feels, or maybe watch my other content like animation memes, song covers, and other playthroughs. As always, wait for the next poll to go live, and vote your hearts out, people! I'll see you next time. Stay sour.